The next guest we're going to bring in tonight, he's going to give us a little bit more insight into the mechanics of all this, these moves, especially from an administrative standpoint. He might be a familiar face to some of you guys. He's an Aggie.
Yeah.
He's a former football player. He's a Hall of Fame football player.
Yeah.
And he has been an athletic director at more than one school. I want to bring out one of the favorite sons of Blue Death Valley, my man, Big Willa Brown. What's going on, Will?
Thank you guys for that grand introduction. How you guys doing?
Okay,
doing good, man.
I gotta admit something, Will. I lied to you. I told you I want you to come over here and talk about this conference stuff. I just want to hang out with you, bro. I just wanted to see you again. I ain't seen your face in so many years, man. Hey, look,
it's been a long time. It's definitely been a long time.
Will, and this this is not too ominous, but talk about our friend Raleigh Bryant, and that was a couple. What was it? 2007. It was back in the dark days of A&T football. We were on a practice field, and after practice, we were. It was a bad season, and it was me, you, and Raleigh, and we're out there on that practice field, and it's about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and we just sitting back laughing at everything. It's like, you know what? As bad as it is, we still Aggies. It ain't the worst.
At the end of the day, you're exactly right.
At the end of the day, we're still Aggies, man.
You're exactly right.
So how you been doing, Wills? What's going on?
I can't complain. You know, God has blessed me tremendously, and it's a pleasure to get up every day and go on into the office and try to make things work down here at Fort Valley State.
So y'all been doing some. You talking about all these conferences doing poaching and stealing people. y'all Fort Valley State then robbed us of one of our best assistant football coaches. You get
well, you know, we
down there.
Well, our last coach, Maurice Flowers, came in, stayed for a year, maybe a little bit over a year, and position opened at John C. Smith, which was his alma mater. And, I thought he kind of went about it the wrong way in terms of pursuing that, but you can't begrudge somebody who wants to go home. And, so he wound up taking that position. The timing was bad, because you were in the midst of recruiting and all that sort of thing and stuff. So, left us really scrambling, trying to, get a replacement, but not rush at it, but to get somebody of quality that we felt could come in and, pick the ball up and keep it rolling. And, with Sean, we think we got that. So we feel like we got a semi-steal on this one.
I know you do.
Yeah, so feel real good. He just got in on Monday of this week, officially. And, he's hit the ground running. Kids are working out at 6 a.m., that sort of thing. And he still got some scholarship dollars available. And he and I talked yesterday for a long time. And, he's planning on utilizing some of those dollars after spring ball is over with, kind of give him some time to finish assessing his needs and look at what we have. And we didn't have a bad squad last year at all. And we had a bunch of kids coming back. But even without a head coach, we signed 22 kids on signing day.
Fort Valley State,
yeah. And so that was outstanding in and of itself. Let us know that, kids like Fort Valley. They like Fort Valley State. Good conference, great facilities, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And matter of fact, I think we got some of the best facilities in the SIAC, bar none. And, so we got a lot of positives there. And I think a guy like Sean can come in there and endear himself, to the people that he needs to be close to. And I think we can get some things going.
All right. So, hey, I'm not going to say you got a whole bunch of new fans in Greensboro, but you got a lot of people who are interested in the program. And we're going to be following from afar and wishing y'all, no, we're not serious. We're going to wish y'all a lot of great things. But tonight, we're kind of trying to figure stuff out here in Aggie land because we move into a new conference. You heard from Jeff Mills. He kind of broke down some of the behind the scenes workings, but we don't really understand how all this happens from an administrative standpoint, right? So you've been at Jackson State, you've been at A&T, you've been at Fort Valley State, you've been at Bowie State, right? So you understand how this works. So from and I'm not trying to, I don't want you to Monday morning quarterback anything, but just tell us how it works. So when your president drives a move like this as an AD, I guess you just got to make it happen, right? If you're
well, I mean, you got to buckle up and try to do your homework the best that you can, and that especially on the HBCU level, the presidents are going to be president.
Yeah.
So they're going to call the shots specifically as it pertains to athletics. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. And, but at the end of the day, your role as the director of athletics is to get the information necessary for that president to pause. Yeah, and I like to say, give him cause to pause, so that he stops and thinks about all the ramifications behind what's going on, who it's going to affect, how it's going to affect you in every way, that sort of thing. And then, he's able or she's able to make a better informed decision, and that's always been the goal of the athletic director, give you the information necessary to make an informed decision, and I'm sure that's probably went through Earl's mind. Dr. Martin's mind was probably made up, having been around him for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Every time he talks about peer institutions, you never hear HBCU roll off his lips. If you go back and look through the notes, that sort of thing, and he talk about A&T's peer institutions, okay, they've all been predominantly white institutions. And so to me, knowing that mindset, it wasn't surprising that A&T would make the move to a PWI conference. Now this recent move is kind of hectic. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. The budget disparity is great. And if I had one question, that would be probably the main question. When the boss man says we're going to move, we're going to move. When the boss man says we're going to find a way to get it done financially, you got to try to believe that he's going to find a way to help get it done financially. It's just a big road to hoe.
All right. So let me jump in. So right now, our budget right now at this level is around 14.6 million dollars a year. And the number that we floated, that Chancellor Martin floated around yesterday in the newspaper article, or this weekend, it was yesterday, that we want to get to around 25 million.
Yeah, that's the average in the CAA.
So if you're an athletic director and your boss tells you we got to go from 14 to 25, that's not a little bit. You don't find that under your couch, right?
No, that's one of those instances where you kind of looking cross-eyed, because you want to know where that can come from. And, when you look at the challenge in terms of the facilities and the things that you want to get done, it appears to be a monumental task. There's no doubt about that, and, I know that in a lot of ways, well, when I was the AD, we were borrowing money from auxiliary services, that sort of thing. I know they probably still do. And, but, it's only so much you can get from that well. And, there's a lot of things that's going to have to change or evolve in terms of making that happen. And really, from where I'm sitting, I don't see where 10 million immediately is going to come from. And if you look at it over time is a killer in my estimation.
Yeah.
Because you're moving into this conference in July. with the exception of football. And it's
And
going to be
bowling.
imperative.
Yeah.
It's going to be imperative that you have some success early on. It's going to be imperative. It's going to be imperative for the sake of your alums. It's going to be imperative for, the sake of your constituents, that sort of thing, that, you don't go into that new conference and immediately become a cellar dweller. So there's some things you're going to.
So what would that do? What if and I hate to, be doom and gloom, but if we went to the CAA and we just got mollywopped for like the first year, how devastating would that be for this vision?
I think it hurts you not only in terms of the morale of your alums, things of that nature. It's going to hurt you at the gate. No ifs, ands, and buts about that. It's going to hurt you in terms of your fundraising prowess. It's going to hurt you in terms of sponsorships because nobody wants their name attached to a quote unquote losing program or what have you. And it's hard for people to see the vision down the line when we are a right now society. We go through the drive-through as opposed to going inside and getting our food at McDonald's or what have you, that sort of thing. So it's going to be imperative that our folks see some success right away. And not necessarily in terms of championships. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But we have to be able to go in and compete right away. I think for our fan base to stay with us and rally behind us and dig deep pocketbook wise, so that we can get that budget up to where it needs to be.
All right, now Craig, let me ask you this though. But you think that Chancellor Martin, you got to take him at his word. He has not.
Yeah.
He's had some lofty goals in the past, and he's almost, I guess, betting 1,000 on the stuff that he said he's going to do. Right. He says he's going to start investing in facilities. Right.
Yeah.
And what were some things he named? He named the war memorial stuff.
Yeah, that's that money's already there. So they're going to start they'll start all their renovations as soon as baseball season is completed. In May, so that's a done deal. Because the university put aside the money for that, and then the city of Greensboro's thrown in another $1.5 million, $1.75 million, something like that. So that'll take care of itself. The next thing he was listing at in order of priorities would be the renovation and expansion of Truist Stadium. That's the next thing on the horizon.
And that was the end zone complex that we saw a couple years ago with the
They're talking
about that, but they're also talking about an expansion of the seating capacity in that stadium, and also putting in a whole new row of skyboxes on the opposite side of that field.
Wow!
So that's probably in the neighborhood of around $20 million for that. But that from what he said at the Board of Trustees meeting, that process is the process for financing that is already underway. So evidently there was some groundwork done before this move was finalized. There's the $80 million capital improvement campaign for athletics is going to be rolled out this summer, and that's going to cover scholarships and salaries and some training facilities and new band complex. So that's a separate issue. So evidently they have already, from everything I've read and heard and people I've talked to, a lot of this stuff was already in motion when once they got the invitation back last November.
So Will, so hearing that methodology, does that sound like T's are getting crossed and I's are getting dotted?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And, like Craig was saying, it appears that, there's some planning that has already taken place.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of implementing it and, getting it out there and getting it moving as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
I would like to say that, debt service is going to be the key.
Yeah.
Because the question becomes, how much debt service do you want to take on? That's number one. Number two, I think I was reading somewhere that 977 alums contributed slightly over $1 million to the AAF last year. Okay.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah. And, we all know we got about 70,000 alums, so if we can get $1 million out of 1,000 alums, somehow we got to try to increase that particular number. And I don't know, how you go about that exactly. I mean, winning helps. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. And I'm sure that, since we have been doing a lot of winning, the numbers in terms of donations have increased tremendously, that sort of thing. My thing is that, if you go into the CAA and you don't do well right away, okay, how does that affect you from the given point of view? Because, the numbers were relatively high, I think, because we were winning.
Celebration bowls and stuff like that.
Right. And if we go into this new conference and we don't do as well as everybody would like for us to do right away, does that number take a downward trend? Or do people rally behind us and say, look, we got to do this. We're going to get to where we need to go, that sort of thing. Will that charge the masses in terms of turning it up a notch so that we can reach those goals?
That's food for thought. Let me ask you this though, before I know you're a busy guy, but okay, so you guys have done some facility upgrades at Fort Valley State, right?
Mm-hmm.
So give us an idea, like if we want to start from scratch, because you guys actually put in a turf field in your football stadium, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So as much as you can tell, behind, inside baseball stuff, how does that work as far as like getting the plan approved and actually get it in the ground you plan on it? How long is that process?
Because the state of Georgia, Fort Valley State is a state of Georgia institution.
Right.
So, you got to jump through those hoops and hurdles that you have to go through in terms of the state. There was and I don't know, it may still be out there, a project called the Honey Bear Project. I don't know if you guys heard of it or not.
I have, yes.
Willie Lanier had come up with this plan. He wanted every HBCU to have a turf field. So that was the driving force behind us thinking, hey, let's see if we can do this. We were going to get involved with the Honey Bear Project.
Okay.
Virginia Union had already gotten involved with it, and a couple other schools had already gotten involved with it. So we started doing our homework in terms of getting involved with the Honey Bear Project. So part of that was having, folk come in and do your measurements and give you costs and all that sort of thing. So by the time we decided that we were going to go ahead and get the field done, the kickback with the Honey Bear Project was that Honey Bear ain't have no money.
Oh no!
So what the Honey Bear Project entailed was that you find the money on your campus. They'll help you try to find the money on your campus somewhere, okay? But they will back you in terms of financing your particular project, okay? And what they would do is, over the life of the term of the finance, they would ultimately give you your money back minus the fee that the contractors come in order to look at what it's going to take to level your field, get rid of your dirt, all that sort of thing and stuff.
Yeah.
So, because Honey Bear didn't have any money, and we were like, bottom line at the end of the day, if you get everything done and you've paid for it from your campus funds, okay, there was no guarantee that you were going to get your money back from Honey Bear. Okay, and bottom line being, if the Honey Bear project didn't go through, even though you were financing, you as an institution was responsible for paying all that money. So our president said, well, Honey Bear is not making a whole lot of sense.
No, not from what you described. Yeah.
We need to see if we can do it ourselves. And so, with CARES money and, all that sort of thing and stuff, he found a way to get it done. And so we were able to get that done. The thing about it was that because there was so much activity and the state of Georgia wants you to utilize those vendors that have done work with state of Georgia institutions, we couldn't get started on the project until almost close to the last week of July. And, we had a home game on September the 4th.
Wow.
So we're cutting it really close in terms of getting it done to the point where we had to wind up moving our first home game to one of the high schools in the county because we didn't want them to rush trying to finish getting the field done and not do everything like it needed to be done.
How long is that normally? Is that a normal installation?
Normally about 8 weeks.
So if we had the money, we could get a new field turf at
you can get it in 2 months with no problem.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
2 months.
You hear that, Craig? So if they try to slow roll us, we done heard from somebody from the inside.
2 months with no problem. 2 months with no problem.
Is there any? I don't want to be rude here. I don't want to be rude. But is there any way you could give us a ballpark on what we're looking at as far as like the price tag or something like that?
Anywhere between 1.2 and 1.5.
Craig got that. Oh,
yeah.
401k, Craig.
Yeah.
I'm a natural grass guy. I'm a natural grass guy.
And now they pretty much guaranteed the lifespan is like between 12 and 15 years. They tell you.
Gotcha.
If you're financing it, a lot of times they'll finance you for between 8 and 9 years, so you can get it spread out over that time frame. You don't have to come in and put all the money on the table, right away, that sort of thing. So, I mean, that process, that was the easiest part of it, as it was.
And I've seen pictures of your field, and
they did a great job. They did a great job. They really did a great job.
Will, it's beautiful. I mean, it looks good. You got the colors and everything. The end zone's all painted. I mean, it's top notch.
And I mean, our contractor, the way I look at it, I think he was trying to cut costs because when it came to tearing up our field, I never saw any more than about 3 people working.
Oh, so
maybe 3, maybe 4 tops.
And those are his cousins, so
Yeah. And then when it came time to put the field down, there were a few more folks, but shucks. Other than that, he never had any more than 7 or 8 people out there working at any one time.
All right. So basically what you're telling us is there's no magic pill for this fundraising and investment stuff. You're going to have to find it by conventional means. You're going to have to do.
I think that's going to be the real key.
Okay.
I think that's going to be the real key. And like I said, it's going to be imperative that we see some success right away.
Yeah.
I think. in order to keep the emotions running high, so that people will want to dig deep and commit to doing some things. And like I said, the businesses that you want to sponsor you, that sort of thing, they want to get behind a winner. So they got to be able to see that there are going to be people in the stands and, so forth and so on, because that's going to spur them to want to dig deeper in terms of, sponsoring whatever it is that you got going on.
All right. So Will, I've been super. You've been super patient with your time, and I'm so thankful. And I want to let you go. I know you got family and everything like that. I just want to tell you that it means the world to me to see you again, smiling, laughing. We're gonna have to do something on the website where we do like a little segment like Ask Will, because you got so much candor. Yeah, you tell us the real deal. You don't beat around the bush and filibuster. You just say this is it. This is how it works. And you don't care. You don't care. You're just gonna tell us the straight truth, and that's so rare. And that's why we love you, man. I tell you. But so you're at Fort Valley State right now, and we can still see you on the board, right? You'll still be on Blue Death.
Oh yeah, definitely. Matter of fact, one of the first things I do when I go in the office in the morning, is check out to see, who's talking about what, that sort of thing. And, so it's still never a dull moment. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And, the board has grown tremendously over the past, has it been 20 years now?
It's that guy, you see that guy in the middle panel right here, Craig, with his articles and his inside reports.
Yeah.
And I'm riding his coattails, man. He's like, he's the man.
I'm an old rat, man, old rat.
But it's been great. And, Craig, I still have some of your articles from the A&T Register.
Oh yeah. We were in school at the same time. Yeah, we graduated at the same time.
But it's been good. It's been a good ride, and hell, I'll be 66 in May. So
you said 36. Come on now.
Yeah, I wish 36.
They mount up quick.
Look, hey Will, so tell me, what am I doing wrong? I got this. I'm looking like Cisco with this platinum blonde hair right here.
Well, see, ours is all down here.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Okay. This left a long time ago.
No, hey, Will, I was gonna dye my hair, but then I got scared because I'm like, either you either have gray hair or you go bald. You can't have both. So you gotta choose. I was like, man, I got a nice little hairline, but
you made the right choice. You made the right choice.
Yeah, really.
I don't want to.
You made the right.
Look, you can't risk it with nature, man. You can't get too greedy.
You made the right choice. You made the right choice. Yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
All right. So Will, we're gonna let you go, man. But thank you so much. You kind of shed a real light on what the challenges are, because everybody here is either doom and gloom or they're just like, oh, it's gonna be easy street. But you kind of gave us some real information to chew on. That this is not going to, we got some work to do as a fan base.
Well, and I'll close with this, Samaj. The goal to me, and it's just my feeling from being an athletic administrator, the goal is to finish in the upper third in every sport in your conference.
Right.
And if you're finishing in the upper third on a yearly basis, taking advantage of any windows of opportunities to win championships, because you know 9 times out of 10, it's going to be difficult to be right there in that number one spot each and every year.
Yeah.
But if you're in that 1, 2, 3 slot, and what I used to tell coaches is that there should not be a championship discussed in any sport, and we're not in the discussion. And as long as we are in the discussion, we're finishing in the upper third, number one, you're going to win the all sports trophy damn near on a yearly basis. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But then number two, if you're taking advantage of the windows of opportunities to win championships, you got that special team, for 2 or 3 years in a row where nothing can go bad for you, that sort of thing. And, all the stars are aligned in a row and, you got it going on coaching wise, that sort of thing, then it shouldn't be an issue at all. And then the second thing I like to tell the coaches is this: your coaching ability should be worth 2 slots.
Right.
So if the preseason posters pick you to come in 5th, your coaching ability should get us in the 3rd.
Just on the strength. Just on the strength of you being
and if your coaching ability is not worth 2 slots,
we don't need you.
Then we gotta have a discussion. I might have the wrong coach.
Yeah.
Hey, Dougie. Hey, Doug.
Yes.
My guy. Oh, God. And I had to jump on here to see my guy, Mr. Brown.
How you doing, Doug? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. My apologies, guys. Had some hang-ups, but
it's
good to
right.
see you, Mr. Brown. Good to see you.
I'll be following you, Doug, man. You're doing great work out there, man.
Man, I'm trying to learn from the best.
Always one of my favorites, man, no doubt.
Hey, Will, when next time you gonna be in Greensboro, man? Because I gotta take you out to dinner or something, man.
It's probably going to be late April, early May.
All right, so you got my number, man.
Yeah,
we'll do a double date or something, because
definitely, no doubt.
Yeah, because you met my wife before, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. So we all get together, man, and
yeah.
Hey, maybe all 4 of us, Fantastic Four, man. And,
that sounds good. That sounds real good.
And
Craig gonna pay because he's still.
Craig piece on the check.
No,
I'll get the check. I'll take the check. God, boy, y'all deaf on the brother.
All right, Will.
All
right, guys.
Thanks a lot, man.
Take care.
Later, man.
All right,
Doug. Take care, man. Get a family, my God.